Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope, reacting to Saturday night's main event. John Cena was featured pretty prominently on the show. He was there at the end. He had the match in the middle against R-Truth, which lasted, 4 or 5 minutes. There was an ad break in between, hit the hype package to set it up, and then the entrances, and then the match happened. Listen, the match was harmless. R-Truth is a gift. There was a hint at John Cena turning babyface. He was going to use the championship R-Truth. Then, almost like John Cena was going to have a change of heart. Ref looks away. John Cena kicks R-Truth in the dick and gives him an AA and ends the match. And that was it. He hits R-Truth with the belt. That was it. There was really nothing after that. But then Cena had a weird backstage segment with Jey Uso, basically saying, man, ruining wrestling. Yeah, Logan Paul. That could ruin wrestling if you lost to a YouTuber. So he tried to help Logan Paul win in the main event. Cody Rhodes thwarted it. Jey wins the match, retaining over Logan Paul. It was listen, it was fun. All ad breaks and everything considered. But big picture, I want to talk about John Cena here for a second. This is one of the greatest of all time. This is his final year. In 6 months, John Cena's done wrestling. And I can't help that here we are sitting at the time of this recording on May 24th. This has been a wholly underwhelming and lackluster way to send out one of the greatest of all time. When we thought we had a compelling way to do this with the heel turn at Elimination Chamber, that hasn't even been paid off with the Rock and his involvement, which is a whole other separate issue. He's had one title defense. He had a non-title match here. And now we're going to Money in the Bank where he's not going to defend the championship again. Granted, him and Cody Rhodes are going to be in the same match. So we're seemingly heading towards that. And I can't help but think, because let's actually peel this back and let's talk about John Cena's year so far. Royal Rumble match, which, he was the last guy to be eliminated, shockingly, by Jey Uso. Elimination Chamber, which he actually looked, from an in-ring perspective, probably about as good as he could, because you could hide some of the limitations. The match with Randy Orton was a lot of smoke and mirrors. But yeah, Elimination Chamber, and then obviously the heel turn with the shock and awe of that. That was probably the peak of this whole thing right now, which is a problem. WrestleMania sucked. That match sucked. It was so bad. One of the worst Mania main events of all time. And no Rock. Travis Scott is the reason he won the championship. The Randy Orton stuff was fine, but they only had a couple weeks to build it. It was a bunch of smoke and mirrors, and R-Truth was the reason that Cena won that match. And then this R-Truth thing, you had a press conference confrontation, and 2 weeks later, he beats R-Truth in 3 minutes. And now you're going to have a tag match against the World Heavyweight Champion. So both World Championships are not going to be defended at the next PLE. This John Cena run so far has been, honest to God, one of the weakest things that I have ever seen from a Triple H-led WWE. And the one thing I will give credit to AEW on, because you guys know I'm very critical of AEW, they send their stars out the right way. They send their stars out the right way. Maybe, putting them over a little bit too much. What they did with Sting, they gave him a little bit too much creative say and doing some crazy shit, but they sent him out the right way. What they are doing with John Cena right now is, I understand some of this is, he wants to ruin professional wrestling. But again, and maybe I'd look at this a little bit differently if that Rock, element and him not being there had been part of this. It may be a little bit different, and maybe they could have, pieced a lot of this together a little bit differently. But man, we're 4 or 5 months into this thing, and man, this is bad, man. This is really underwhelming. The match itself with him and R-Truth was harmless, but what did it mean? It meant nothing. It meant nothing. We all thought that, hey, John Cena was going to potentially plant the seeds towards turning babyface. Yeah, he was featured prominently on this Saturday night's main event show. What's it going to lead to? A tag match with Logan Paul. What? This, it's just, you Randy Orton, it was fine, but there was a bunch of smoke and mirrors, and Randy Orton lost because of R-Truth. And then we just blew that storyline out in like a 4-minute match on free television. Like this is John fucking Cena's last year. His 17th world title win feels like the biggest afterthought ever because Travis Scott got involved. The Rock wasn't there. The match stunk, which I think is, I mean, and Cody's being roped into this, and Cody had a wonderful title run, and he got his legs cut out from underneath him because of this. Like, I don't know if there's political aspects to this, or if this is like, some of this is TKO, some of this is Cena. This ain't it, man. This ain't it. And I hope they get their shit together in the next 6 months. Because it's like I said, we only got 6 months left to John Cena. Say what you will about him. This guy is one of the best to ever do it. He's one of the biggest stars this company has seen in the last 25 to 30 years. And the final year so far, the most significant thing that happened to him is with a guy who has literally been absolutely nowhere to be found near this product and has no relevance whatsoever in The Rock. That heel turn is the peak of this thing. And it meant nothing. So I'm sorry, man. Like, for all you people who love John Cena and love WWE, I've got to call it like I see it. The emotion and everything that should be going into this final run has fell flat at this point. And when you look back on this, you want to, have some memories to it. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have turned him heel, but they should have done a lot of things differently. And now that we have a tag match and the world title is not going to get defended at Money in the Bank, that's a problem. And then they'll probably do the Cody match again at SummerSlam is my guess. You may have Punk on the bill at some point. John Cena, there's going to probably be a Saturday night's main event in Boston at the end of the year. That's my guess is what's going to happen. You're running out of time. You got to fix it, Triple H, because this has not been it. This has been wholly underwhelming and very disappointing to send out one of the greatest of all time with a flat heel run. No depth, no substance. It's the same shit every single week. And we've really had no evolution since that heel turn. None. It's just an abusive relationship, all this stuff, which, early on felt valid, but here we are. Nothing's changed in the last 3 months. It's about to be June, everybody. Money in the Bank's in 2 weeks. Fix it. I don't know what we're going to do. So anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.